Good morning, everyone. I have my phone on YouTube so that I could see if we have any buffering problems, and I think the sound was up, so I had to turn that down for sure. So, hope everyone is doing well. Today is June 4th. It is Thursday within the ninth week of Ordinary Time. Pentecost is over. We move back into a season that doesn't have a definite theme to it, and we celebrate more in general the saving mysteries of Christ. So that's why Ordinary Time refers more to the fact that we count the days. So we have the ninth Sunday of Ordinary Time, the 10th Sunday of Ordinary Time, ordinal numbers, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, that way. So that'll be throughout our summer season. And we'll see green vestments coming up in a couple weeks at Mass. We have a couple special feasts still following Pentecost, going with this weekend Holy Trinity, and then the weekend after that Corpus Christi. And so those kind of really bring a conclusion, I guess maybe in some ways. A little extra festivity to the Easter season kind of overflows into our first few weeks of Ordinary Time during the summer. So also too, just a kind of scheduling reminder here that we don't have a publicly celebrated Mass tomorrow on Friday, but then our weekend schedule is we're back to our normal weekend schedule with Saturday evening Mass at 4:30 at St. John's, confessions here at St. John's from 3 to 4:15, and then Mass at 4:30. And yes, we're still practicing all those same procedures. I think we've got a little better handle on some of the things, but everybody, I want to compliment and commend everybody for who's been coming to Masses, are wearing a face covering, are distancing themselves, and we're getting, I think, a little better at the communion procession, which is kind of the most irregular thing that's going on. I guess if that's the best word to describe it, it's the most unique thing that we still have to do. So we'll keep working on that and trying to tweak our procedures to make it flow and work the best way we can. So that's what's coming up for this weekend. But also too, last month we had May, the month that we dedicate to our Blessed Mother. The month of June is dedicated to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So it's another very popular devotion in the church, and we take this month of June. Part of the reason is because the solemnity of the Sacred Heart, it would always fall in June because of when it comes in the calendar. And so since we have that solemnity, which is the highest ranking feast that we have, solemnities, feasts, and then memorials, it comes on the Friday following the second Sunday after Pentecost. Is that right? Sunday Sacred Heart. On the Friday following the second Sunday after Pentecost. So the second Sunday after Pentecost is always Corpus Christi. So the Friday after Corpus Christi, we celebrate the solemnity of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So that this year is Friday, June 19th. So, it might be a good idea to consider, maybe do a little research or find a prayer book. I'm sure it will have some devotions to the Sacred Heart. And so that can be a wonderful devotion during this month of June. In a way, the Sacred Heart of Jesus is a reminder to us of kind of the totality of redemption in Jesus Christ, signifying the love that God has in us. Also too, we hear in John's Gospel at the crucifixion, Jesus' heart is pierced with the sword, and the blood and water flow out as it goes into his side. So we think of many times you'll see that symbol kind of with the sword through that, the Sacred Heart too. So we have a nice statue of the Sacred Heart in our south section. All right, I had to think for a second. If you're standing and facing the altar, and facing towards where the choir is, if you look to the left, that section is the south section. And in the back, in one of the niches, is a beautiful statue of the Sacred Heart that I believe comes from the church before our current church. So it's been in the parish for quite a while. So Sacred Heart of Jesus is a wonderful devotion during this month of June. And it goes back, I did a little bit of research, I'll pull it up. It first was approved for certain dioceses by Pope Clement XIII in 1765. And then it was extended to the whole church by Pius IX in 1856. And then it was elevated to its highest rank by Leo XIII in 1889. So this devotion has been in the church for centuries, and it's a wonderful devotion. So we'll dedicate this month to the Sacred Heart, and ask that to receive all the graces that come from the heart of Jesus. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Just a reminder, no public Mass tomorrow on Friday, but we do have our regular weekend schedule. So at St. John's, Saturday evening Mass at 4:30, Sunday morning 8:45 at St. Michael's, and then 10:30 at St. John's. So I hope everyone is doing well and healthy, and we'll keep looking out and praying for one another. And so may God bless you this day.